Hello and welcome to the Phillipsburg Soccer Complex for today's PSAC matchup between the California Vulcans and the Pittsburgh at Johnstown Mountain Cats. I'm Gary Smith alongside my good friend Doug Lackey. And Doug, as the calendar turns from September to October, that means on the schedule it's all PSAC divisional games.
That's right. We do have non-stop conference play from here on out. We're going to take a look at some things real quick, standings. Just notably, Pitt-Johnstown is currently tied for 6th in the PSAC West with IUP with 2 wins apiece. And California is in that 8th spot with a 1-4 record within their conference.
And California coming into this game with a homestand coming up, as they're going to be playing 3 of their next 4 matches at the Phillipsburg Soccer Facility. So California being coached by second-year head coach Pete Curtis. Their starters are in goal, number 00, Carly Goby, number 2, Lindsay Galbraith, number 4, Juliana Cruz, number 7, Elizabeth Ingle, number 8, Anna Bailey, number 10, Rebecca Lixel, number 11, Kelly Lynch, number 13, Abby McCone, number 16, Sarah Fusco, number 19, Christiana Chagan, and number 21, Elisa Tasic. And for the UPJ Mountain Cats, in goal, number 1, Maria Mascara, number 5, also in the starting lineups, Daniel Lipple, number 8, Emily Esser, number 11, Jenna Brown, number 12, Kiara Miller, number 14, Kyra Watkins, number 20, Kim Mixon, number 23, Alexis Johnson, number 25, Abby LeDuc, number 28, McKendra Walker, and number 30, Brooke Vollmer, and they're coached by Vito Adali. And Doug, coming into this game, there's 2 teams on the field, but there's another opponent, and that's the Heat coming in and setting up. It was about 90 degrees, so very unseasonably warm and hot for October 2nd.
That's right. It is quite out of character for the month of October. It's going to be quite the challenge for the players this afternoon, as it's a hot afternoon and they need to make sure that they stay hydrated and try to avoid those cramps.
And now that we got Dougie's microphone working, we're about set for kickoff. California in the home white, the new logos, and they'll be going right to left, in UPJ in the blue and old gold, as the first action is into touch, and it'll be a throw in for the Mountain Cats. And Doug, I think it's important early on in this game, especially in the Heat, to try and, if you get a lead early in this game, both teams are going to wear down. So an early lead is going to be of utmost importance to try and get a W here in tonight's action.
Most definitely. You want to try and capitalize early, get some good offensive scoring chances, have some great possessions, try and get that crucial first goal, because after that first goal, you never know when the next one's going to come, because like you said, with this Heat, everybody's going to wear down a bit, so really need to try to get that first goal.
And Galbraith doing what she could to try and get a crossing pass, but it's collected by the keeper, Mascara, and UPJ about 2 minutes into this contest, will get a goal kick. As we mentioned, in goal for California, number 00, Carly Goby. She is leading the team in goals against average at 1.26 and save percentage at 810, as UPJ tries the right side with Vollmer from Finleyville to the middle. Now try something at the top of the box. Knocked away. There's a shot, and it's going to be in the goal. Goal for UPJ. Just like that, a minute and a half into the game. And it looks like it was number 25, Abby LeDuc, with the left foot and beating Goby, the keeper.
That's right. It was LeDuc. That is her 5th goal of the season. I was just about to say right before that possession that the Vulcans are going to need Carly Goby to be very good this afternoon, as Abby LeDuc had 4 goals, now 5, and she has been a force this season from the looks of it.
And that was a quick shot by the junior from Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Back to action now. California testing the right side. Going to be taken by LeDuc. Now cleaned up in the midfield by UPJ. Run down the right for Vollmer. Vollmer. Fancy footwork. Now UPJ controls at midfield. Back to Vollmer. Vollmer running the point early for UPJ as they head her way by the Vulcans. California plays ping pong, trying to clear this ball. It's going to be cleared back to midfield, where it's going to be collected by McComb for the Vulcans. McComb, as there's a whistle, and I believe they're going to get a foul against the Vulcans. So California trying to bounce right back after that early goal by UPJ, but that attack was thwarted by some illegal play.
Yeah, that's right. Big thing for California is they really need to try and find a way to rebound here. Last thing you wanted to do was give up that quick goal. Like we said earlier in the broadcast, Gary, that quick goal was crucial, and we most definitely wanted it for the other team. Now we're going to have Alex King on with us.
And Assistant Sports Information Director Alex King joining us. And Alex, doubleheader here from Phillipsburg Soccer Complex, and you've seen this California Vulcans team play all season. What are some keys to victory to kind of rebound from that early deficit, that goal by UPJ?
Yeah, I mean, it's we've been in a little bit of a road stretch here for the women's team, so they're obviously looking to get back on the right track this season. Starting a very young front here, typically all freshmen up front, and Lindsay Galbraith, Abby McComb are up there, as long as Juliana Cruz as well. All three freshmen up front there, so they're dealing with a little struggle in the midfield without Caroline Passerb. She's dealing with a bit of an ankle injury right now. Hopefully we'll be back in the coming future here. And then in the back, I mean, just a lot of experience, and Anna Billy, Sarah Frosco back there, Elizabeth Engel, a freshman as well, and Elise Tasic, a sophomore. This team has thrived a lot about scoring early, so it's a little tough when the other team comes out there and gets a goal like that. But this team has been very good about rebounding early, so hopefully if they can get a little bit of a rhythm here before we get probably about midway through half, we can hopefully tie this game up.
And Doug and I were talking while you were still doing your sports information director duties with the starting lineups and stuff, but there's two teams out there, but the third opponent's the Heat, and how important it would be to try for one of these teams to get a lead, because both teams are going to wear down in this unseasonably warm afternoon here in Phillipsburg.
Yeah, it's a bit muggy out here today, that's for sure. We've implemented new things with the athletic training staff here in terms of certain heats determine water breaks about midway between the first and the second half. So we might see one of those today. I never really know. They just usually blow the whistle and we see them walking over for water, so that's how we kind of determine how that happens. But they're going to try to keep these girls in the best shape possible, hopefully not too much cramping or dehydration.
When a whistle is just blown, that's for a corner kick for the Mountain Cats. Going to the corner to take this will be Kyra Watkins. So another test for the Vulcan back line, as there's going to be a set piece right now. Ball swung to the middle. It's going to be headed, and it's in the goal. That's a second goal for UPJ. That's off the head of number 23, Alexis Johnson. Just like that, it's 2-0 Mountain Cats.
I believe that was, again, number 25, actually, Abby LeDuc there. She's a marksman for this team. I think that's her second goal. I think it came off right off her head. She's coming up the field here. It's her second goal of the game now. Girl came in with 4 already this season. She tied for the team lead in goals and points and goals last season. So, I mean, clearly one girl that Pete Curtis, the head coach at the Vulcans, definitely said, we need to watch this girl because she's going to be the girl to look out for, and she's the girl that's going to be producing the most offense. Clearly our team couldn't get the ball cleared there as we saw the goalie come out. She couldn't really get a hand on it, and that's what ended up happening there.
And that was a great job of UPJ collapsing on that ball into the box. There are several blue shirts in there, but that will be LeDuc getting her second goal of the game. It's 2-0, just under 40 minutes left to go in the first half. Now the Vulcans trying to test the right side with a little bit of duress, trying to get another goal, and that's going to be knocked out, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Vulcans. And so this is a big stretch of the match. If they could kind of get back a goal right back here, that kind of nullifies that header. As there's a play into the box. California working, turn shot, and that's going to be a shot by Juliana Cruz, but it's going to be collected by the keeper, Mascara, in her second save of the afternoon.
Yeah, it was a good thought, good possession. They really were trying to get a goal there. Really they're really trying to get on the board here. They really need to try and get more offensive possessions in their own end so that, maybe, I don't know, crucial corner kick would be nice at this point.
So we're back to action now. UPJ collects in the back line. Johnson gets it ahead to Vollmer. Vollmer down the right side being chased out by two Vulcans. Going to be knocked out of play by number 21, Elise Tasic.
Yeah, Elise getting back there. Very good play there. like Doug was saying, you definitely want to get in the offensive half. This goalie has been tested a lot this year. I mean, she has 42 saves, so clearly teams are getting shots on her. So I assume we will get in the offensive half here. It's just, these freshmen having the confidence to get a foot on the ball and get in the back of the net as we're working it across here.
And the ball to the center going to be cleared away by the Vulcans. That was a nice look by Vollmer trying to
find Abby Leduc there again for possibly a hat trick here early in here. I mean, she's sitting right there in the middle. They're definitely looking for her. Annabelle currently marking her. So I mean, we'll have to see what happens here.
And the thing we saw with Leduc on that first goal, she has a quick release with that left foot, and that's going to be tough for any defense to kind of close out. As we're back to action now. Lipple gets it to the top of the box.
That's Leduc right there with it. She's looking for an opportunity. There it is, right over to 11, but just out of the reach of her foot there. Looking for Jenna Brown there. So it's going to be a goal kick here. Carly Goby getting the ball tossed in here. Carly Goby getting the start today. Appears that Gina Sinatra will not be playing today. I didn't see her suited up out there. Not really sure the whole explanation there. She played the first half against Slippery Rock, and then Carly came in, had 5 saves in that game. So Carly Goby, solid goalkeeper. Started the first 3 games of the season for the team. So she's looking to step back in the role there. Pete's just going to go with the hot hand typically. So, I mean, if a girl is just not performing, he's willing to switch it up. He's been switching it up between Sinatra and Goby. Currently, Goby gave him what he liked against Slippery Rock, so she's in that today.
And California trying to break out against this UPJ, attacking UPJ. It's very early, so they're not sitting back at all with the 2-goal lead. They're trying to get another goal and trying to take the wind out of the Vulcan sails. There's Leduc again being closed in on by 3 Vulcans, and now that's going to be cleared and dug. California's back line has been tested so far several times this game. How do you think they've been responding, other than the 2 goals?
I think they've been responding very well. I think that Annabelle has been really doing a great job shadowing Abby Leduc since that second goal. She had a really good look there trying to get it. That is, Leduc was trying to get it to number 11, Jenna Brown, and
Rebecca Lexel here picking out Lindsay Galbraith here. Lindsay Galbraith with a breakaway chance here. And it's saved. Oh, it's the line right there. And then they clear it out, and it looks like we're going to get a corner kick off of it. What an opportunity there by the Vulcans. You really need to capitalize there. Great through ball by Rebecca Lexel from across the pond in Sweden to Lindsay Galbraith. That's what Pete crucially says. You get opportunities like that, you can't miss. We get such limited chances, we need to put them in the back of the net. So here we go. We're going to get over to the corner. Here comes Kelly Lynch to take the corner kick. Now that's usually Caroline Passer putting it in there, but with her dealing with the injury right now, it's going to be Kelly Lynch, an experienced junior on this team.
And Lynch from the near corner, setting everything up. Gets the kick. It's going to be a low one into the box. It's going to be cleared away by UPJ, but not out. Shot knocked off UPJ body. Still loose. California
with it. Right there. Oh, it looked like a handball.
Nothing called.
No call made. It clearly looked like it came off the arm there, but no call from the referee there.
Looked like the team was doing the YMCA down there as every hand went up in a white jersey, but nothing called. And California quickly trying to, with the throw and trying to keep the pressure on the Mountain Cats far side. Now cleared to the box, and now out will be another California throw. And Alex, you've seen this team as much as anybody this season, and how have they typically responded to a deficit?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a hole to be in here as the ball comes across. It's still hanging down there. We're going to see what happens here. Galbraith right there on the edge with it. She takes a shot right into the goalie's hands. Mascara with a pretty easy stop there right to the chest, as she'll be able to clear that. But I mean, this team's been dealing with deficits before. I mean, this team, it's still in the building phase under Pete Curtis in his second year. A very experienced coach that came over from W&J, where he had 11 seasons there as a head coach and is the all-time wins leader over there at W&J. I mean, people got to realize it's going to take time. This is Pete's first recruiting class, even though it's his second season, because by the time he came in last February, he was dealing with what had been done by the previous regime. So these are all his girls this year, all the freshmen at least. And he always I don't think he ever gets these girls down or anything. I think they're very happy to play for him. He's a very player-oriented coach, so I mean, he's always come in with a positive attitude. He's never going to dwell on a game too much in the back of his mind. He's always ready to go towards the next game. And these girls have to have that same mentality, as they're dealing with that right now. As Juliana Cruz here bringing it up, and it looks like she's going to play it out, and that's going to be another corner kick for the Vulcans. So this is exactly what Doug, next to me, just stressed. I mean, getting on the offensive side, right, Doug?
Yeah, you need to get on the offensive side. Getting these couple corner kicks here have been clutch. Hopefully something comes out of this, but so far they've responded well after that second goal. And this is exactly what the doctor ordered for the Vulcans right now.
And going into the corner will be Lynch again, her second chance in a few minutes. She shows a high Corner kick to the far post, going to sail over everybody's head. Chasing it down will be Chagan, and she is going to get a foot on it, and it's going to be off of her foot, and it'll be a throw-in
Yeah,
for
trying to
UPJ.
definitely trying to stop just the transition there. Have them back pin there if that girl gets that ball and possibly plays it up to LeDuc there. Maybe they get on a breakaway there. So good stop there. Trying to keep it in their offensive half, keep the pressure on. You can definitely tell in the last about 5 to 8 minutes that the Vulcans have gotten to a bit of an offensive groove. On those corner kicks, you gotta pick out. You're usually looking for the tallest girls out there. Typically, maybe a Elizabeth Engel or an Abby McComb, some girl that can get the head right on it. Because headers are so crucial in the women's game. When you can pick out somebody like that, it's you can change the whole game.
And there's a cross, running it down will be Cruz. Cruz gets it out. Now it's going to be a shot to the goalie, and that'll be collected by Mascara. And Doug, I know you're a big hockey fan, and goaling. In both sports, soccer and hockey, a lot of it is fundamentals. What do you see in the fundamentals of Mascara doing a good job to square everything up?
Yeah, she's doing good. She's really doing well at tracking the ball. She hasn't really gotten crossed up on anything yet. That last shot was a bit of a one-hopper, just stayed sound, good fundamentals, got the ball, and played it back out to her teammates.
California collecting along the back.
Sarah Frosco with there, a transfer from W&J, came over in Pete's first year, very experienced defender, played all the games underneath him, so he trusts her a lot in the back. With Anna Billy healthy, Pete will load whatever side he thinks Frosco should be on in terms of the offensive pressure, so clearly he thinks it's going to be coming more from the right today, with Sarah playing over there, Billy playing in the central midfielder position as well. He's going to try to get Haley O'Brien in there. She's coming off a broken nose. She's been didn't feel comfortable with her playing with the mask on, so she's been playing. She came back last week against Slippery Rock, so we probably will see her at some point here. But in a sport where you're not allowed to use your arms, your face, your head, anything like that is very important. So if you don't feel comfortable or you're dealing with a broken nose, obviously.
Well, especially on a day like that, and the humidity, just trying to get the air in the body, because it's like playing with a wet blanket out there. It's California now trying to collect the ball and now reset at midfield.
Fantastic, trying to bring it up forward, trying to pick out Abby McComb there, the freshman. About 5'10", she's just so superiorly taller when you watch her up there. Ball forward here, looking for LeDuc, and at least Tassik's rather play it out here, let the defense get back instead of letting her try to get in for another attempt.
Something, there's an old adage in sports that the ball is going to find the hot player, and it seems like it's on a magnet to LeDuc. This entire first half of the first half is now UPJ tries to send one down the middle. It's going to be collected by Goby, as there was a foot race there, and a good job by Carly Goby to collect the ball and stop the threat for UPJ.
Yeah, Sarah Frosco definitely closing out the offensive player, giving Carly a chance to get to that excellent communication, because anybody dies down there and is not communicating, maybe Frosco lets up and that girl gets a better chance. So good communication between the two. Obviously with her not playing in every single game this year, the communication might be a little down, but it looks like they're communicating well so far.
And LeDuc got stepped on, nothing calls. California is going to fight for it, and it looks like also Vollmer for UPJ is going to be taken by California. Back come the Vulcans. Lixel trying to send a long clearing ball down to Galbraith. Galbraith on the right side, going to turn, collect it, looks for her left foot, and it's going to be knocked in the corner slowly for a corner kick. And Doug, that's kind of what the doctor ordered, another corner kick for the Vulcans.
That's right. That was a very solid play in transition there, with LeDuc getting stepped on a little bit. They took advantage of that. Lixel got it up to Galbraith, and now the Vulcans are going to set up a corner kick, which is crucial at this point, trying to get that key goal to cut the lead to 1.
And Alex, that's Engel going for the corner kick on the far side, looking for some action, just like you said, looking for a header. Yeah. It's just going to be an in-swinger on the head. It's going to be on the ground, and it's the California once again looking for a handball, but it's going to go out of touch, and another corner kick for the Vulcans.
Looked like just an appeal down there almost. Looked like Lexel got her head on it, and a defender pushed it out there. So, solid job there by her. And another ball in here from Engel.
And that's a nice save that time by Mascara getting out there. And it looks like California on the 4 corner kicks, trying 2 short, 1 long, and 1 near post. So they're just kind of testing that. UPJ defenses were just under 30 minutes to go here in the first half. California trailing 2-0 from the Phillipsburg Soccer Complex, as Mascara kind of whiffs on that kick, and it's going to be collected at midfield
Yeah, Pete either making a change there at the corner position or he just feels confident in the left foot by Engel as UPJ tries to bring it up here. Rebecca Lexel gets the turnover there, brings it up to Liz Galbraith. Galbraith at midfield, and it's going to stay Vulcan's possession here.
I tell you what, it's nice to have a trained eye over there because this is the first time we've seen the women's team, and seeing those numbers from this far away. So that Alex King showing his skill at his eagle eyesight. He eats a lot of carrots, that man, in the sports info office. But
every day for lunch.
This California now almost gives it away, and they're just trying to reset far side, and now collecting it will be Billy.
Well, Pete's not going to like that a whole lot, trying to play out the back when you're trailing there. You know, although he trusts these girls, he wants that ball more in the midfield area, producing chances. But let's see, California's going to bring it back. It's going to be a throw-in either here by Rafrosco or by, looks like she's going to take it, actually.
And will be Rafrosco.
Good chance when you're over on this side to get talked up by the coaching staff. Obviously, his assistant there, Samantha Gribovitz, is a former player under him, also at UPJ. Typically involved with the goalkeepers, but also very experienced with the defender. So she's getting forward and getting that mindset with the defender as well. She's a great mentor, as you know, in soccer. It's hard to do it with one coach. So having somebody that can train the goalkeepers is best. As
Engel making a run.
Yep.
Down the left side, trying to get a step on the defense. Centering pass just through the box. Racing to collect it will be Galbraith. Galbraith trying to keep it in play. It's going to be knocked out of touch, and it's going to be a throw-in, but great hustle that time by Engel for the Vulcans, Doug.
Yeah, that was a really close play there. Engel trying to get it into the box, trying to find either Galbraith or McComb for a little bit of a redirect, but to no avail.
There's a long shot. It's going to be out of play, and Alex in this heat. Obviously, you're usually collecting the subs and everything like that. What's the sub pattern for California? We're about 25 minutes left to go in the first half. When do you think we'll start seeing each teams make a few subs?
Yeah, I haven't seen many girls move around at this point. I mean, he's going to put the freshest legs out there, more or less in the offensive position. So see Bethany Decker possibly coming out here very soon. You know, she's got experienced speed. She played a lot as a freshman under him last year. So she'll probably come in here, maybe for McComb, maybe for Lexel. Lexel getting the start here today. Typically been playing mostly on the bench this season, but has experience as a goal scorer. I believe she scored 2 goals last year for the team. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. And Billy's trying to put a ball in here. And it looks like the back line holds steady for UPJ. I mean, couldn't really tell you the rest. I mean, it's Pete has certain girls dressed and not dressed out here today. We'll have to see once the subs start coming in who he wants to put into this game.
And Engel trying to play a little 1-2 game down there, but the 2 wasn't there, and it's going to be collected by UPJ. Alexis Johnson gets it right back out to Mascara, who's going to try the right side. A little bit opening for the Mountain Cats. Looks like UPJ falling back a little bit, and that has to do a little bit with the extended pressure by California trying to cut into that 2-goal early lead here against the Mountain Cats, taken by the Vulcans. Lynch now trying to send a ball down. There's a race for it. Foot race. California almost gets it. There's a collision. And I tell you what, Lindsay Galbraith was about a half step away from making this 2-1.
Yep. Yeah, well, we might be looking at a stop clock here. Looks like the back heel possibly of a Galbraith caught the goalkeeper maybe in the rib cage there. Is it just a race there? No foul really needed. You know, 2 girls just going after the ball as fast as they can. Almost the same time collision. You know, sometimes you see a yellow card on that, but I don't think there was any ill content by either player, obviously. You know, sometimes you have the goalie take out the player, maybe it turns into a penalty, or vice versa, as we just saw there. I mean, Lindsay Galbraith, just a ton of speed out there on the wing. I mean, she's just a couple steps behind there, just like she was when Engel sent that cross in earlier. So, I mean, you can kind of see the UPJ starting to sit back a little more. They're comfortable with the lead they have right now. They feel like they're in a good spot. So Peach just needs to really push forward and see what they can do.
And here comes UPJ trying to get something going. Now California will collect, and a pass is going to be taken by California. Cruz working one-on-one, trying to find some space. Now works to her left, trying to turn the corner. She does. Waiting for some players to come forward for the Vulcans. Now out to Engel. Engel, left foot, gets through. Shot, and it's going to be just off the left side. But Doug, great job that time of Engel getting space and getting that left foot to go, as we're going to have some subs here for the Mountain Cats.
Yeah, that was a great job by Engel. Just trying to get a shot on net there. Was a little wide to the left, but nonetheless, keep trying to get the ball to the net, and good things will happen. So you got to respect the chances she took there.
And Mascara going to Mascara, kind of clearing out for UPJ, collected by the Vulcans. Now back to Alexa Johnson. I'd like to give a shout out to our good friend Danny Beck watching down in Tampa, Florida. Just got a text from him. Big fan of the three-headed broadcast. I think actually what's happening is anybody who makes it to the left side of the press box, they ends up in the right side. So we got like 6 microphones set up. So stand by with this doubleheader. Who knows who's going to get on, but we're awfully proud of Danny Beck, full-time video producer for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So he's doing good things down there, and follow him on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and everything else, because he's doing some wonderful work down there and doing all the Cal U people proud. Is back come the Mountain Cats, and collected will be Ingle. Ingle now steps it out to Cruz. Cruz waiting for it to settle. Test the left side, and it's going to be a race between McComb and Johnson. Johnson's just going to play it back to the goalie, who's going to swing it out and clear. It's going to be collected, and a nice little pass there by UPJ.
Yeah, Julie Schwartz came in the game with that last substitution for Kira Miller, so getting a little bit of fresher legs out there for UPJ as the ball is played over to Roscoe. She's getting ready to clear. She loses possession there to number 11, Jenna Brown. Jenna Brown's going to be looking for an opportunity there outside, but it looks like we regain possession. Sarah brings it up and finds Rebecca Lexel.
And Doug, that's a great job of Frisco not giving up. She gave up the turnover, but she stayed on it and forced the turnover for the Vulcans.
That's right. You got to keep the pressure up even when you make a mistake like that with the turnover, because this team is deadly, and if you play lackadaisical, they'll get you.
Yeah, Kylie Austin is currently at the sub table, going to be coming in on the next stoppage of play when the Vulcans have possession. Excellent player here, junior from Orchid Park, New York. She led the team her freshman year in points and goals, led the team in assists last season, so very, in terms of offensive power, she can bring it. She mostly plays in the midfield, so she'll be producing opportunities, and she also will be looked for on the corner kicks.
Nice
typically.
through ball for the Vulcans, swinging it to the middle. It's going to be up and over and taken on the far side, pass to the middle, looking to make a play here, and it's just off the boot and out of play. That might be a corner for the Vulcans.
Looks like they're going to give it a goal kick here.
Wow.
Yeah, tough there for them. I mean, Pete's got to be, Coach Curtis has to be happy with what's happening here early. I mean, they're putting the ball right across the face of the net, hoping somebody can get a foot or a head or anything on it to put that ball in the net. I mean, you've had 2 excellent opportunities, one from Galbraith there, the other one from Ingle. You're trying to get something on the ball, and, it just hasn't happened yet here, but hopefully they'll find a breakthrough here as we got 21 minutes here before the halftime break. I mean, it seems like the Vulcans are producing chances, so hopefully they can find the back of the net here before halftime.
I tell you what, Doug, we've seen in the last year or so, the team speed for California really picking up, and really they've been step with the Mountain Cats. There's a pass, and it's going to be collected and knocked away by Ingle, but California has been step with step and not outran here by the Mountain Cats.
Yeah, that's right, Gary. That's what you need. You need to deploy a speed game. You need to be able to keep up with your opponents. And if you're not keeping up with your opponents, you need to be able to breeze right past them, because not even in soccer, but in sports in general, speed is so key right now in this day and age.
Speed kills as we're coming back with UPJ trying to show a little bit of their speed. That's Vollmer from Finleyville. Gets it out to Leduc. Leduc back to Esser, and they're playing a little triangle game midfield near side. Makes it easier for us to see the numbers. Lipple. Now, back to Esser.
You're completely right, Doug. To talk about the speed is unreal at this level in this conference. I mean, you're talking superior schools here, especially out east. In terms of speed, you have one girl with stellar speed. She can make the biggest difference as we get subs here for both teams. Looks like Maya Willing's going to be coming on here for the Vulcans, and number 3 happening because they wouldn't step far enough forward, so the ref would forced them into a spot, and they took a quick free kick on them. So you can see the ref telling them where to stand, putting them in the right spot. Vulcans are more than ever prepared. Bethany Decker getting ready to get subbed in for the Vulcans when they get possession back here, and here comes the ball in.
And Kyra Walker, the Charleroi product, with the free kick for UPJ. It's going to go a little wide and easily collected.
Yeah, I guarantee she's got some family out here today. A nice local match. Although Pitt-Johnstown isn't totally far, it's nice when they're playing Cal. A nice quick 15-minute drive over here to come to the game, so.
We could have done the pregame show at Doug's house, as he lives within a few miles of the UPJ campus. As now we're back to action, a tangle of bodies down at the touchline. Now going to try center for California, be cleared by the Mountain Cats on the far side as UPJ tries to work their way out of their own corner. 18 minutes left to go in the first half. 2-0 UPJ.
Cal Times only Jeff Helsel down there in the right corner of our offensive end. Getting some shots for us today. Always appreciate his help. Making the website look nice with those gorgeous pictures as always. And out here today for the women's game, bearing the heat. Always appreciate it. And he'll be heading up with me this weekend to go up to the Coal Bowl between IUP and Cal, as it will be the 11th annual Coal Bowl. A heck of a matchup going to happen here as a foul's called by the referee, and it will be on the Vulcans as they're going to get another free kick opportunity here by midfield.
Coal Bowl will be 2 o'clock. Make sure to check all the media outlets. UTV Sports 1 on YouTube. We'll have it live, 91.9 FM WCAL, and then also Matt, Alex, and Lee, Jeff, and everything sports information-wise. Tweets, so if there's no Cal fan has any good excuse to not keep up with the Coal Bowl, but that's a few days from now. We got a couple soccer matches here today. This is the first game of a doubleheader. CTV Sports 1 will be here the whole time. There's a foot race and cleared by Mascara. The women's team, of course, playing UPJ now. The men's team, the first place, PSAC West, tied for first place, PSAC West, Cal U Vulcans will be playing host to the Rock of Slippery Rock around 7:30 today. So make sure your computer doesn't buffer or re-download any drivers or anything, if that's still a thing. Just keep your phone on and computer and laptop to CTV Sports 1 for soccer action for the next 4 hours.
Yeah, definitely a tough matchup for the men against Slippery Rock this week after this game here. Obviously, Slippery Rock in attendance, taking in some of the game here. Got here nice and early before the game. It's going to be a tough matchup for the men, obviously. I mean, this team scored, I think, 15 goals this year, which tied for second in the conference. So definitely a team that can produce. So definitely going to need full communication in the back as UPJ tries to bring it forward here. And Elizabeth Engel is on the ball and just doesn't play it well. And it's going to end up, it actually is going to be a goal kick here. I don't know if the UPJ foot slipped in there or something like that as the Cal Vulcans make some subs here. And here comes Bethany Decker onto the field. And I believe that's number 25, Ashley Gluck from Quakertown. So Ashley bringing some more height to the front. Obviously, he's subbing her off for Juliana Cruz or Abby McComb. They both came out there. So a different front here for the Vulcans are going to run. Bethany Decker going to bring a lot of speed to the left side there. And there's a foul in UPJ as the Vulcans will have a chance for a free kick to set up here.
I tell you what, I wonder if that's one of those coaching fouls from the bench that you always see coaches for both teams trying to work something. That seemed like there wasn't a lot there, but that might have been one of those ones. The rest can say, hey, we called that. Now pipe down a little bit as there's a long attempt by California. It's a foot race, going to be taken by Gluck. Gluck off angle shot. It's going to be collected. Not sure if that was a shot as a center attempt, but it's going to be collected by Mascara Doug, and California still trying to break that goose egg on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they're still trying to break things up here. Still down 2-0 here with about 15 minutes left to play in this first half. Hopefully, the goal here has to be to try and get a score before the end of this first half. If you go into the halftime with the score 2-1, that's more than respectable at this point.
Yeah, tough call right there. It was an offside on Abby LeDuc looking for that third goal. So she was a little ahead of the fence there before the pass came through. So an offside called, and Anna Billy's going to clear it out here. Try to get the Vulcans back on offense. But back to the Ashley Gluck shot there, shot cross, whatever you want to call it there. I mean, look, Pete Curtis a little animated over there about that attempt. You'd rather have Ashley get around on the ball, maybe cross it back over in that position, and look for a better opportunity than her, slightly hitting the ball, I think you always stress in film, you just want to look for that next play. So it's just about the girls accepting the message, and those opportunities will come. But I mean, overall the attack's been good. There was a little bit of a whiff there by Engel there. It was played back to Elise Tasic, who's going to play it over to Carly Goby, who's going to clear it out there.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Alex. You have to try and simplify things in situations like this, because if you try and force a play, things may not work out in your favor, and you might get a bit of a rush going the other way for the other team.
Sub coming in for UPJ as they continue to put the pressure, and checking out will be the local product senior Brooke Vollmer, and she will hand the bib off to number 6, Maddie Ivory, a senior from Cranberry Township. So Alex, the WPIL in southwestern Pennsylvania represented very well in both these rosters.
Definitely. I mean, it all depends on the coach's preference. I mean, you're talking about two coaches both in their second season, so both trying to get their grips around the PA area. Obviously, Pete was over at W&J in Washington, so he's very familiar with the talent in the area. But I mean, you look at both these rosters, a lot of girls from the local area, but a lot of schools probably vying for their services. So, I mean, it's, a lot of these girls probably played against each other too. So there's a lot of familiarity and tendencies, and, you've probably played against these girls a couple times in your career, so you just got to be ready for that.
And I tell you what, you bring up something that we talked about a little bit on the Gary Dunn show this week. We were just talking about the PSAC in general. Of course, we're talking about football, but he said that's one of the things that makes the PSAC such a special league is because you have, Pennsylvania being such a populous state and everything like that, but you have players on both teams that have either been teammates or opponents coming through. As we're back to action. UPJ trying to test the right side.
Maddie Ivory bringing it up there, and she gets right around Elizabeth Engel as she's pushing forward there, and it's going to remain with UPJ.
We're going through some technical difficulties right now with our clock, so just bear with us here. We're going to try and get that fixed as soon as possible and get back to the action here between the Vulcans and the Mountain Cats of UPJ.
Yeah, we got Elizabeth Engel tossing it in there. I mean, the Vulcans are UPJ starting to press up a little bit after those subs came in, so they're trying to produce another opportunity here as the ball's coming through, and looks like Engel's got to get on it and clear it out of there just to stop any offensive pressure. But they're pressing up here late in the first half here with the 2-0 lead.
Yeah, they are really trying to apply some pressure here to try and get a third goal. But I feel like California has done really well at combating any bit of pressing that has been going on here throughout this bit of play.
A little bit of an attempt there from Kira Watkins, but it will be corralled by the goalkeeper, Carly Goby, as she's been managing there. I mean, that first goal of the game, I mean, she pretty much stood no chance. A beautiful ball up into the right-hand corner, and just the failure of a clearance on that header. Kind of put it a little bit on her, a little bit on her defenders. Here comes, and a shot there by LeDuc, saved off the chest of Goby there, and the Vulcans defense able to clear. She was looking for the hat trick there. I mean, she's been all the offensive pressure for this team today. Probably corralled most of the shots today, but two girls closing out at the same time. Like I said, nothing the refs got a call there, and as the Vulcans are on the counter with Sarah Frosca, the defender, bringing it all the way up as she brings one across, and it's going to go out of play, but it's going to stay with the Vulcans.
And I'd like to apologize to our fans back home. Had a little bit of a heat issue. The stream went down for a second, and we can't fix the clock until halftime, but there's 10:31 left until the end of the first half. But like I said, just like to apologize for the little bit of blip in coverage, as there's a nice shot going to be off the goalie's hands, but California getting some pressure, and that was off the left foot. It looked like
Kelly Lynch there took a little bit of a hop there right at the end there and just went out to the left side. It's got to be a corner kick for the Vulcans, and it looks like I said, Kylie Austin heading over there. Another girl that's good on the corners there. It's got to be taking one here.
Let's see if we can't get one here before the end of the half, as it's going to be a short corner, going to be knocked out of play, and I think it's going to be a goal kick, as you saw California streaming in there. Just couldn't outrun the goalkeeper, Mascara. There's going to be another substitution here as we are at 9:45, and that'll be UPJ. Sitting down for the Mountain Cats will be number 14, Kira Watkins, and it appears that it's number 30, Brooke Vollmer, back in. Or possibly number 19, Leandra Wilkins. We're dealing with a little bit of distance and ponytails, which is never good to try and get the numbers right away. So bear with us as we're back to action now. There's going to be a whistle and a foul near midfield, and UPJ will get a free kick.
Yeah, Kylie Austin down there on an offensive ball. Just trying to get one near the near post there and put it in the net. A little bit of trip down there. I'm surprised nothing was called. I mean, the refs don't never want to be in a position to call a penalty. I mean, I don't think it was, but you never know when you see a slight trip. The goalie came out there feet first, trying to get the ball cleared, and just a little trip there at the end. And I guess he didn't feel it was anything too egregious, so we keep moving on here as UPJ gets on the attack. And as bringing it up is Danielle Lipple in the defensive position, and she's going to turn it right on over to Maya Willing, who's going to give it right back.
And that was great defense there by Gluck as she held her ground. Now UPJ force is closed out by California. Decker now fighting midfield. Going to be collected by the Mountain Cats and work back to the back line. They test the midfield again. A little bit of one-on-one soccer there. It's going to be play keep away at midfield. And it's going to be California trying to race it down. There's a foot race going to be collected by the Mountain Cats, who are content to play Just a little game of toss right here.
Yeah, they're trying to just swing the field. Honestly, it's it's a good strategy, especially at this level. Basically, using your speed to make the defense, wear them down a little bit, but flip the field. So that's what they're trying to do strategically wise. We talked about that with Doug earlier. Just like trying to get. That's a strategy that can work, and they're trying to just flip the field and moving it back and forth and trying to find that open wing where maybe a defender's falling a little bit behind or someone's streaking down a wing.
And collect that time for the Vulcans, trying to win a foot race. Is going to be knocked out, and it will. She actually did win the foot race. It's going to be thrown for California in a dangerous area as Engel gets it out to Lynch. Lynch on her right, going to try top of the key. There's a collision. Nothing called. A shot on goal, and it's going to be calmly taken by Mascara, but a good attempt that time by Willing Doug of just kind of staying calm and getting the shot on goal.
Yeah, there's no doubt that California has been getting good chances. It's just they've been right at goaltender number 1, Maria Mascara. So they really need to try and get creative, maybe try and get some action in the box, try and get a header or something.
Sorry, Doug. Leduc on the left side trying to get around a corner. There's a collision. It's going to be on the far side. Leduc looking for that hat trick as UPJ now pressuring the far side of California's defense. It's going to be corralled by the Vulcans. Refusco is going to be turned back over. UPJ, dangerous area to try and collect. Try and look. Now looking for somebody crossing there, and it's going to be out of play. I don't know if they called a foul or offsides, Alex.
It's going to be a goal kick for the Vulcans. Actually came off a UPJ player, but we're going to have some subs coming on here as Claire Mercurio is going to be coming in for the Vulcans, a freshman. Pete Curtis has spoken well about, and he likes her, and he'll be taking out Kelly Lynch here. Looks like the goal scorer sitting on a brace. Abby Leduc will be coming out of the game as well, so got to be a little bit of relief for the Vulcans here, but maybe they can produce something in the final 6 minutes offensively with their best goal scorer out of the game. Pete Curtis, I think he liked the shot from Willing there, but he's a little displeased. He always stresses that the goal's so wide, don't kick it directly at the goalie, make her make a play. And it seems like we've had 2 shots here early where we've had just shots go directly towards the goalie. And that's just that goal's very wide, and these girls aren't very tall at this level, so you can sneak one into a corner if you're lucky.
California trying to sneak one in off the throw-in is going to be off of California and turned over right away. So California wasting a little bit of opportunity. And with 5:45 left to go until halftime, wonder if UPJ is just going to try and grind this clock out. Don't want to give California any momentum. As now the Vulcans pressuring. There's a pass over to Mercurio. Mercurio working 1-2.
It's over to
top
Austin.
of the box. Far side looking for a cross, and it's going to be off the foot of UPJ and cleared. California now still fighting. Headed away. Now California's going to reset. 5:20 left to go in the first half. Now Billy running it down far side.
Yeah, this team's just so much more strategical under Pete Curtis. As Claire Mercurio is trying to pick out Liz Galbraith. That one's just going to go up for a goal kick. But under this regime, under Pete Curtis, even last year didn't produce what he anticipated or wanted. And this season, we're at 2 wins currently. He's hoping to get a couple more. Just to show that the team is building, but offensively just so much more up there. This team thrived 3 years ago on just throwing the ball up there and just hoping to find a foot of some girl on a breakaway or something like that, and just lucking into certain attempts. But as we can see, offensively they're getting the ball up there. They're getting crosses across in the box. Just need to have somebody to have the killer instinct to get a foot on there, a head on there, and put that in the back of the net. As Sarah Frosco brings it up, has a determination. This girl will play almost the entire game, if not the entire game. Has that stamina, has that ability, but Pete likes her in the back there with her speed, close down more than making her into an offensive threat at the moment.
I tell you what, we've seen her not only play the entire first half, but on both ends. She's been on the back line and also coming up in an attack. Now she throws it in, trying to get something into the penalty area. Off of a head, it's going to be collected by UPJ. Now Frisco tracking it down, trying to get something to go here for California. 4 minutes left to go in the first half. And the Vulcans are going to reset. That's Tasik. Left foot, going to try a through ball, and it's going to be kicked away. Some high bounces here off the turf here at Phillipsburg Soccer Complex. Ahead, back to UPJ. Wilkin now getting it back to Mixon. Mixon being pressured on all sides by California. Back to Wilkin. Wilkin far side. UPJ just crossing midfield. 3:30 left to go in the first half, and it's a pass and Owen. The Vulcans have a chance in transition with numbers. There's a pass Can California get to it? Chasing it is Decker. Decker trying to run it down. It's going to be knocked away by UPJ, but a throw in for the Vulcans, and great pressure that time. Alex by California trying to turn offense from defense.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Bethany Decker has some of the best pace on the team. I mean, Pete just wants her to develop more of her game in terms of passing, shooting, stuff like that. She'll beat anybody down the wing in terms of pace. That's why he likes her coming off the bench. You know, you're 25 minutes in the game. You know, you've been running out there for a little bit, and this girl comes on with fresh legs. I mean, it's almost unobtainable. You just got to be able to work it to her. You know, she used to blow by people all last year, but she just didn't have that instinct to get the ball in the back of the net. And he's slowly trying to develop that, obviously. And you know, you got to go with the girls that give you the best chance to score. That's for sure. And here's the ball.
Knocked away, collected by California, top of the box. It's almost like when you have that sub in there, it's almost like putting a motorcycle in halfway through the Kentucky Derby. You get a little bit extra horsepower, and there's reset for the Vulcans. 2:25 left to go in the first half. Still trying to break that goose egg, trailing 2-0. Decker swings one to the center, cleared away by the Mountain Cats, but California continuing to get good pressure on the back line of UPJ. Now the Mountain Cats coming back. They have numbers if they hurry. To midfield, and they're going to be collected by the Vulcans' Billy. Billy now, 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Looking for a through ball down the far side. There's a foot race, and it's going to be just out of the reach of Galbraith. And she didn't give up, but she wasn't going to win that foot race with Mascara.
Yeah, I mean, you would like to see her give a little more there. Looking back at the official 2 times to see if she was onside there. Just got to go until you hear the whistle, honestly. Don't worry about what the ref's raising the flag for, especially this late in the half. You got to go for that ball. I mean, yeah, more than likely just had a little bit too much pace. Was getting to the UPJ goalie there, but you got to commit. And Anna Billy just stepping up big there. Team captain along with Sarah Frosco this season. 2 defenders. A lot of experience, a lot of skill. Pete trusts them to direct the team the best as possible, and she put a good ball through there. Just Galbraith wasn't able to get there.
And coming up on the 1 minute mark here in the first half, UPJ up 2-0. California now trying to get a pass ahead, and it's going to be collected once again calmly by Mascara. Mascara's had a lot of action her way, but a couple shots directly at her, and just doing a good job of winning the foot races for those through balls. The sultry voice of Sports Information Director and PA announcer Matt Kiefer just lets us know 1 minute left to go in the first half.
Don't envy Mascara, though, wearing those pants. And I mean, we're in a toaster box up here. Me, Doug, Gary, all breaking a nice sweat going on right now. So she's down there in the pants. So I'm just like, I'm in shorts. I'm having a good day. I'm in a T-shirt. So, I was like, it's a scorcher down there. I mean, you got to imagine it's about 10, 15 degrees hotter down on the pitch, even with the sun being covered by the clouds right now.
Yeah, the heat is bad, but the humidity is worse today. It just feels, what I mentioned earlier, it feels like everyone's wearing a wet blanket. Last days of Indian summer here, as it looks like this weekend autumn is finally going to be full in effect.
Yeah, isn't it October, Gary? I mean, what is going on here? I mean, I used to be worried. I don't think there's ever been a soccer game I've come up here and had to be bundled up, to be honest. It seems like the PA winters definitely hit hard, but they want to hit hard in like March, late March, and you know we'll get cold weather for most of the year. But you know, as Matt Cliver counts it down, and we're going to head into the break, trailing by 2 goals. As just UPJ jumped on us early there with 2 early attempts there. Abby LeDuc came into the game with 4 goals, now at 6 for the season. Clearly the offensive power for this team. Doug, what would you like to see this team improve on? I mean, we liked what the Vulcans gave us towards the end there. So what do we want to see out of the second half?
Honestly, the only real improvement I would say, keep tightening up on defense and try and score. This has been a very good half for them, given the circumstances, given that LeDuc got them for 2 goals already. So, you know, the opportunities are there. It's just waiting for the dam to break at this point.
So after 45 minutes of play from a very hot and humid Phillipsburg soccer complex, it's the visiting UPJ Mountain Cats 2, Cal U Vulcans nothing. We'll be back in a few minutes for the second half of action. Remember, this is a doubleheader day, so don't turn your computer off as you have the women's game followed by Cal U's men versus Slippery Rock. So you're listening and watching Vulcan Soccer right here on CUTV Sports 1.
Hey, what's happening? Pretty good. I'm like, is that you down there? Is that you down there?
Living the dream. Hey, I see you're running Boston next year.
Yeah?
Congratulations.
never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Consider the future. Your future. At California University of Pennsylvania, you can build your life your way because we believe in you. We invest in you, empower you to create the future you envision. We give you the tools and teaching so you can rise up and achieve. Don't settle for someone else's vision of you. Build you at CalU. Visit us at calu.edu.
And welcome back to Phillipsburg Soccer Complex for the second half of today's PSAC Soccer Doubleheader, the first game between the California women's team and the UPJ Mountain Cats. I'm Gary Smith, joined by Doug Gladkin, joined shortly by Assistant Sports Information Director Alex King. And Doug, if the first half of this game was a term paper, it'd probably be termed or graded a B-, but only on the fact that the first paragraph was not the greatest, as California gives up two goals in the first 10 minutes, but played solid in the last 35 minutes.
Yeah, it's kind of like in the process of doing a term paper, like you have a good thesis statement at this point going into the second half. Now you need to find a way to get the so-called sentence structure underway and close out this paper.
And California will be going left to right now in their white home jerseys with the pinstripes, and UPJ going right to left. And if you're a Vulcan fan, you got to like the fact that the back line settled down after those first two early goals by Abby Leduc, who has 2 goals, the junior from Latrobe, PA, for the Mountain Cats. But Carla Goby settled down. But on the other side of the pitch, Maria Mascara, the goalie, the senior from Harrisburg, PA, didn't do anything spectacularly, but she played a good fundamental first half to keep the Vulcans off the board.
That's right, she did. Not a lot of really contested shots to thus far, but she didn't have any major blunders that led to a goal or anything or a weird scoring chance, so she's been doing quite well so far this afternoon.
California getting set to start this second half in their 4-3-3 look. UPJ doing their final handshakes as they will have possession first. Leduc will go to the dot. As we said, Abby Leduc, 2 goals in the first 10 minutes of action. Had a good chance with about 13 minutes left to go in the first half to get the hat trick, but a good job of Carly Goby coming out and squashing that. She actually took it off the face and was able to get up, and her back line helped her out by clearing it up. And here we go. Second half of action here from Phillipsburg. UPJ going down the right side. California quickly trying to close that down and get possession, because like most sports, Doug, soccer is a possession game. You're down 2, you need at least 2 good possessions to get that deficit under control. As California now forcing a turnover down the left side will be McComb. McComb swings it back out, collecting it for the Vulcans. Looks like it'll be Chagan. Chagan gives it up, and that'll be taken. Good defense by Kim Mixon there to take possession for the Mountain Cats.
But yeah, to bounce back off of what you said, Gary, the Vulcans do need some very crucial possessions here. Things have been going well for them thus far, but they need to get a goal quick here early in this half to even give themselves a remote shot of having a life here in this game.
There's a battle at midfield as California wins that. UPJ trying to cut it down. They will maintain possession for a second, but collecting it will be Sarah Frisco, and Fresco has had a great impact on the game for the Vulcans, playing the entirety of the first half and pretty much the entire 110 yards of the pitch. As now there's a turnover for UPJ. Through ball to Leduc. Leduc 2-on-1. It's going to be unhanded as there's a collision. Leduc wants a penalty, but nothing called, or a foul rather, and it's going to be knocked out of play, and it'll be a throw-in for the Mountain Cats. But that shows you the kind of respect Leduc garners, that she took the attention of 2 Vulcan defenders.
Yeah, definitely. She's one of those girls that you might just have to double team here throughout this game, because she got 2 goals in such a short amount of time. She almost got that third one late in the first half, and she's most definitely looking for more here.
And Vulcan pressure leads to a turnover on the throw-in as California returns the favor as a header back for UPJ. Leduc plays 1-2 on the far side of the penalty area, leaves it off, and it's going to be knocked out of play. And I believe that is going to be a corner kick, and a little bit of a misplayed ball there by the Vulcans. Could not see the number. Once again, we are dealing with ponytails in very small fonts on the new Vulcan jerseys. They look great, but the font just a little small when dealing with several ponytails. But it looked like it might have been number 13, Abby McCone, that knocked out. Here's the penalty, or the corner kick. Near corner, knocked away, and it's going to be still loose in the box. Still loose, going to be taken by California. Good job of defense that time by Galbraith. Galbraith now trying the right side and is turned away by Mixon. Mixon now looking for Brown. Brown to Leduc. Knocked away by the Vulcans. Chagan now trying to set up the breakout for the Vulcans. Knocked away by Elizabeth Engel. Engel will have it go off of her left boot and a throw in. But UPJ putting some pressure on Doug and almost getting that back-breaking goal, but California's defense turning it back and still a 2-goal deficit, which is doable here with 42 minutes left to go in the game.
Yeah, California's had a phenomenal defensive presence to start this second half. That was a great defensive possession there right before this throw-in, but things have been going so far so good here in the second half for the Vulcans defensively. That's
going to be the rare throw-in that results in a goal kick as it goes over the end line, and that'll let us see the leg strength in the second half of the sophomore goalie from Glassport, Carly Goby. Goby now waiting for her troops to get forward down the field, swings it in, and there's some contact, and it will be a foul. Look like it'll be a little bit of a forearm shiver there by Leduc into the back of California. Looked like that was number 21, Elise Tasek. I can't read my own handwriting, Doug. They got the worst two guys up here that can read handwriting, or write. We can read, we just can't write it down.
We can read, we can broadcast, we just cannot write.
California now, a little bit of a break, looking to track it down. McComb has it go out of play, and it's going to be a throw in for California in a dangerous area. And now we can see California, they can mount some pressure against the UPJ back line, maybe get a goal here to cut that deficit in half.
Yeah, this throw-in is huge here, just to see if they can get a really good look here.
Throw in, knocked away, still fought for and cleared by the Mountain Cats. Look like maybe Alexis Johnson on the far side clears it, but it's going to be a throw in now on the far side. I believe it's going to be UPJ's ball, and it will be near midfield right in front of the UPJ bench, and the scorer's tent with the new Vulcan logo looking good here at Phillipsburg Soccer Complex. Now back to action. UPJ on the throw-in down the right side. Looking now through ball attempt for Leduc. They're trying to get her that hat-trick chance, and it's going to be turned away by the Vulcan. Now quickly back up the field. A little bit of miscommunication there. It's going to be a centering ball. Now back to California, 1-2, and they're going to say offside. That's a tough call to go against Lindsay Galbraith, as she tried to stay onside, but the near linesman said, get back.
Yeah, that is definitely a tough call indeed, Gary. It looked like the Vulcans really had potential to get a very good scoring chance out of that. Unfortunate to see it go offside.
Now it's going to be a free kick for the Mountain Cats. Setting up will be Alexis Johnson, the freshman defender from Harrisburg, PA. She's just going to swing it back to her back line mate, who's going to get it ahead to Esser. Esser taps it back to Schwartz, and it's going to be off of a Vulcan. To be a throw in for UPJ's Julie Schwartz from Mifflintown, PA, other side of the state, or at least further on the east than we are right here. Throw in now off the head of California. It's going to be collected by Refusco. Refusco pops it up near midfield. UPJ doing a good job of getting numbers back, but California wins the battle of the heads, and now collected by McComb. McComb trying to get away. It's a foot race now. McComb, 2-on-1 if they hurry. Gets around the goal, and McComb is going to shoot and score for California. Abby McComb, 1-on-1 on the goal. He goes to the left foot, and with 38:46 left to go in the game, California makes it 2-1, trailing only by 1. What did you see there, Doug, in that goal?
Huge look there from McComb. Just took it right in, got somebody to miss on the defensive side of things, and then I know this isn't hockey, but starting tonight, but she may or may not have duked out Maria Mascara, the UPJ goalkeeper, a little bit there.
And she definitely did deke her out, as that's going to be a goal for McComb, and the freshman from Sharon, PA, gets a little bit of life back for her Vulcan teammates, as now defense turns it over again for the Vulcans. Back to McComb. McComb looks far side. California with some energy now, as that's going to be a misplayed ball and be a throw-in, but let's just talk about that effort once again by McComb, as she took the little bit of a confusing play about 15 yards outside the box, collected it, and doing a good job of A, staying on side, and B, getting by the goalie.
Yeah, she did really great. Perfect effort on that one. Just absolutely phenomenal play, and given the Vulcans just what they needed here with about 38 minutes left to play in the second half.
And what that's going to enable California to do is, basically it means UPJ can't sit back and just defend it. They're going to have to try and bring troops up ahead, but right. California will keep the pressure on. It's going to be a throw-in for UPJ, as it's seemingly everywhere right now. Lindsay Galbraith and Abby McComb putting the pressure on for the Vulcans as Refusco is going to head it off of the players. We're joined once again by Alex King. And Alex, looked like you were about ready to come back into our booth and then had a little bit of scorekeeping to do as McComb getting the Vulcans on the board with about 38 minutes left to go in the contest.
Yeah, just making sure we got the all the right starters in for the second half. It's always the tougher part of the game. I mean, soccer is a pretty easy sport to stat, but I mean, in terms of you gotta make sure you got the right girls on the field, make sure the minutes are counted correctly, and then just catching up with QB1 from our Cal U football team, just talking a little cold ball with them, ahead of the game. But saw that breakaway goal. What a goal by Abby McComb there. I mean, UPJ gifts her the ball pretty much, and she uses her space, outpowers the defender there, and then just scoots right around the goalkeeper and gets her first career goal. I mean, great memory for her. Obviously, great that CUTV Sports 1 here, so she can see that highlight for the rest of her college career. But it's good. That was great composure, honestly, from a freshman to just not overcomplicate the situation, work around the keeper, and get the goal.
And I tell you what, McComb and Galbraith have been doing a great job of pressuring up top as there's going to be a clearing ball to Goby, and she will collect it and wait for her troops to go forward. But California, in the first 10 minutes of this second half, Alex, have been doing just a great job of pressuring the back line of UPJ.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just like the stuff we talk about. We're a team that's not going to produce the most chances, in terms of the conference, but you got to capitalize on those opportunities. And, Coach Curtis always stresses that, we might only get a couple chances. The ball went out of play there, so it looks like they're going to give it to UPJ. But you just got to capitalize. That situation perfect there. Liz Galbraith had a great chance in the first half on a kind of like a one-on-one situation with the goalie, and just kicked it right at her. So great composure by Abby McComb to get the goal back. New life now in the team. Obviously early in the half, you feel like you have enough time to possibly tie this game up, get a point here in conference play, which is so critical. So or possibly get the win, but we're not going to jump that far ahead, trailing by a goal. We're back in this game. We got the energy now. UPJ feels, this game ain't over yet. Maybe we need one more goal to seal it. And them sitting back, open it up, and they gifted us one, honestly, there. And now we're just gonna gift one right back here by Sarah Frosco over to LeDuc.
It looked like it kind of came off her own left boot. As now we're going to see numbers for UPJ. Now Esser getting it to the side to Brown. Brown back to Esser left foot trying to collect, and a great job Refusco to play defense. And back come the Vulcans, trying to get some troops up ahead. Refusco now one-on-one.
Trying to direct the offense there to Liz Galbraith, telling her where to be, but she just couldn't get the communication down. You gotta have a feeling for that stuff. You practice that stuff. It's going to be something that Curtis is definitely going to want to stress. You need to be in this spot for Sarah here. And I mean, off that we just turned it over, and the chance that we could have had a nice little counterattack there, but. Pete Curtis making 3 changes at the halftime, sticking with, he wanted Bethany back out there, he wanted Kylie Austin out there, and he wanted Macario out there. He liked the play out of them at the end of the first half, showing that he wanted to start them in the second. So he's liking that team. He didn't want to go back to the starting lineup. He felt we were getting more there from who we had on the pitch there. So, I mean, Kelly Lynch will probably get back in this game soon. Rebecca Lexel over there warming up the legs again after this little short break. So, we'll see pretty close to the same girls we saw in the first half, but she's clearly showing some faith in the girls that he liked their play towards the end of that half there.
And some lucky fan going home with a souvenir momentarily before they throw it back as it goes into the stands here. There's not a bad seat in the house here at the Phillipsburg Soccer Complex. Obviously, the best seat in the house is the press box with the Sports Info staff, so we're glad to share some space up here today. Wish it was a little cooler. We're going to have to get some donors to get some air conditioning up here, but that's next year's project as we're back to action.
Yeah, Jenna Brown coming off there for UPJ. Obviously an attacking forward there, and Cal's going to try to produce something here, and he gets the ball forward, and Liz Galbraith's going to use her speed to try to get there, and it's just going to be a goal kick. But Phillips Soccer Facility, what a unique facility. I mean, permanent, only soccer only here, one of the only facilities like that in the PSAC, probably in the region as well. I always like to say that about Adamson Stadium, only football in there, and only football Cal Vulcan facility. So it's nice, that's such a recruiting tool to say, hey, we have our own practice facility. We have the ability to practice whenever we want, and it's only for soccer. We don't have to worry about some other team, football coming up here practicing. We don't have to worry about baseball coming up here and practicing. This is our facility during the fall, and it's like, I mean, it's so unique to you. That, we have our own locker rooms. These are your locker rooms, It's such a tool that can be used in the right term of getting the players that you want. And we had a couple subs there. Lexel is back out there. for the Vulcans. I missed the other one, but we're back in action here. It looked like Haley O'Brien. There she is. A little tape still on the nose there. As I said, broke her nose in the preseason. Still recovering from that. She's right about midfield area there. But Cal trying to keep the fresh legs out there and keep pressuring. As we see some girls from UPJ just kind of walking steadily. Clearly a little bit of tiredness. Obviously, not a huge lineup by any stretch. About the same size as ours, but only so many girls that you want to trust out there that understand the game plan and everything like that.
And there was a little bit of a collision down there. It's going to be a foul against California. In the last couple minutes, Doug, the pitch has decidedly been tipped in the favor of California as they're getting pressure and pressure. What do you look to see in the next probably 15 minutes as we get from the 32-minute mark to under 20-minute mark for the Vulcans?
Just keep up the defensive efforts. Obviously, UPJ is trying to get up the pitch here, but the defense has been very solid in the second half. Try and get maybe a little bit of a quick opportunity. Try to get that second goal.
And here's that opportunity right here. It's going to be crossed and collected by Mascara in California. Just as you said, Doug, trying to get a quick opportunity, but Mascara closing it down.
Yeah, Juliana Cruz there trying to pick out Liz Galbraith there to find that goal. Two freshmen building that connection. I can only imagine what that connection is going to be like next year between just these freshmen in general. It's all these front three that Pete plays. It's all about building the camaraderie and everything. And this ball's going to be all up there, but Cruz and Galbraith both closing in there. But it's just once you build that connection, like soccer, you can't underestimate the power of just playing together for a certain time. That's all that really, that's how you build a connection. After 2 years or a year, you're like, this girl's going to be in the spot. I need to make sure I can commit that to her.
And here we go, California coming back. It's going to be collected by Mercurio. Now over to Billy. Billy working, testing the right side, trying to center one through the middle. It's going to be collected by UPJ. Now getting a bounce for California will be Lixel. Lixel gives it away. And there she is once again. Haley O'Brien coming in the second half, forcing the turnover. California now trying to get something down, and it's going to be over the net as there was a streaking Vulcan, and it looked like it was the goal scorer, Abby McComb.
Those high balls there are always a huge threat. I mean, I've seen our men's team sneak two in right in the top right corner this year off high balls like that. It's just such a hard ball for the goalie to realize, and you also have to realize, these people aren't have the height, so sometimes they can just sneak in there like that, and the goalie was clearly trying to measure that up, and good play on her, Mascara's part, for not touching it, not giving up a free corner on the play, watching the ball, guiding the ball, and here we go on a break here.
With Duke 1-on-2 trying to get by, she takes a shot from distance, and it's going to be away, and it's going to be, I believe,
they're going to give a corner.
Wow, they are going to give a corner. I couldn't tell if it was deflected, but obviously it was.
Yeah, the head official there actually making the call, saying a corner, so felt like he saw a tip there off maybe Anna Billy's foot as she closed down quickly on that play. We're going to get a sub from UPJ before Kira Watkins is going to take this corner for UPJ.
And this is a tough time of night, Doug, as you got the sun coming in. It's almost in the face of California, so this is a very crucial corner kick before the sun goes down. As here we go, short corner to the top of the box. They're going to try and shoot one, and it's going to be in the back of the goal. That is a great play there by Emily Esser off the corner. And it kind of looked like it just floated ever so gently over the hands of Carly Goby, and with 29:08 left to go, it's a 3-1 lead for UPJ.
Yeah, Pete Curtis very unpleased there. Just a lack of knowing where the players are on the field. No one out there on Emily Esser to close down that opportunity. The men's team had a similar shot like that. A rocket came in from Jacob Schwinn, but it's such a sneaky play because you're just prepared for the corner. You know that team's looking for the shot as we get going again here, but ball comes in, and she rips one to the far post left. I mean, almost nothing Carly can almost do on that ball. I mean, it's high, it's over. She's playing towards the near post. It goes far post, sneaks right into the corner. Obviously a great goal there. And as Cal, that's a tough goal right there. You're down 3-1 now after you just salvage that goal back. So you're looking to build here and just, see if you can get that. See if you can get it within one goal here, probably in the next 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes. It will give you the opportunity to find that second goal. You'll find the lead.
And not only that, Doug, we were talking a little bit about trying to maintain that momentum, and that's kind of a little bit of a demoralizing goal right there as California's trying to work. But, you had pretty much momentum going in your favor and give up that goal.
That's right. I mean, it's all about how California responds here, but that is a bit of a crushing blow for the Vulcans with that corner. Just, I mean, hats off to UPJ, though. That was a player's play, just kicking it right over to Esser, letting her just tee it up. Because, you know, you're always just, like Alex said, you're always preparing for the corner, and they really threw the Vulcans out of sync there with that little fake pass to Esser.
Clearly a nice draw up there, honestly, too. I mean, something that you just say, hey, we're at this point in the game, or we've taken this many corners, is we're trying to make something happen here with Elizabeth Engel, and it's got to be a goal kick. But clearly something you just draw up in the game and say, you know, let's try this once or twice, you know, and if we can get a good foot on it, we can get something here. And it's an excellent idea. I mean, you can't fault the coach. Great idea from a second-year head coach here. You know, I got a chance to talk to him before the game. You know, a very young guy, probably pretty close to my age, around the 25, mid-20s, maybe late 20s there. A guy that just has rejuvenated spirit, and the girls can probably just relate to him on a good level too. It's good being young. I say it's always good to be going young or, you know, experience. So Pete Curtis brings the experience of coaching for 20 plus years. He brings the youth and the ability to understand the girls, and, you know, and clearly he understands his players, because Emily Esser was able to bury that ball.
And that the man they're talking about is head coach Vita Dali of the UPJ Mountain Cats, as that ball is going to be sent in and collected once again by Mascara, as we are at the 46 minutes left to go in this action. Reminder, don't go anywhere, as there's a second soccer match on CUTV Sports 1 today. The men's team will be playing as there's a ball in the penalty area. It's going to be knocked away as there's a collision. Mascara went down a little gingerly when she got collided with Abby McComb, and she gets up slowly. But Alex, we were about an inch or two away from McComb getting her second career goal.
Yeah, I was floating right down there. I'm not sure what the call was. If we're going to get a corner, it looks like, because we're lining up for one. So Elizabeth Engel down there. But yeah, just a ball, you know, that's in soccer, that's just deadly right there. When the ball's just floating there, no one can get a foot on it. Usually it goes in the offensive favor. Just she couldn't get a foot on it. You know, defender did good closing out, so did the goalkeeper. Elizabeth Engel's got to get lined up for the corner, and McComb jumping up and down saying, hey, find me, because I'm the tallest girl out here, and I can probably get one in the back of the net.
There's the pass off ahead. It's going to be
just right off of Wexel's head there, and Galbraith is going to recollect and try to put one across here, and she lines it up and closed out by Mascara. What a great closeout there, as Abby McComb was looking for that ball again. You know, we have LaDuke on one side, McComb on the other, both just looking to pour on the goals, and just great closeout there. I mean, this girl's very experienced, like I said. I mean, she was averaging about, I think, 6 saves a game heading into this, and one of the top in the top 5 in saves in the conference. So, you know, she gets a lot of work that she doesn't necessarily always want, but she knows what to do when it comes her way.
And going the other way now, as UPJs are trying to center one in, trying to give Carly Goby some work on the other end with 25 minutes left. Backline for California being tested again, as that's a clear attempt for the Vulcans. Chased down, and a great job by Mercurio. Mercurio trying to get it forward, and she's going to knock it out of play, and it'll be a throw in for the Mountain Cats.
Yeah, I mean, one of the key things to look at there, too, is like Claire gets the ball, beats her defender, but doesn't pick her head up there and look for McComb. You know, Pete always stresses, you know, you always got to know your surroundings in soccer. And sometimes, you know, you watch this game on both sides and you just see people rush shots. I mean, you know, and you don't want to see that. I mean, she probably could have got to midfield there before someone would have closed down on her and she had to look for a pass. So she just got to realize that. And, you know, it's something to build on as a freshman. You know, I always say, you know, this game transitions so much from high school. You know, you play with half a team that might not come to the next level, and you play with half the team that could be D1, D3, D2 talent. And you just got to realize there's going to be 11 girls out on the pitch every day that are very experienced, and the things that you got away with at the freshman or in high school aren't going to work at this level. You know, you got to break those bad tendencies, and that's what these coaches are here to do. And she's gonna build off this year, because I've seen great growth from our sophomores. So coming into her sophomore year, Claire is going to bring a lot to the team, and she's just got to learn how to just know her surroundings a little better, and she'll be able to produce assists, produce goals. You know, she's having to step up in a huge role here for Carrie Passer not being able to play today, and she's playing a lot. She hasn't had a ton of playing time this year, but she's making the most of it right now.
I tell you what, Alex, me, you had a chance to visit practice a little bit during the summer this year, and you can definitely see that what coach is trying to do with the discipline and just the way he runs his practice, and well-oiled machine. I'm sure. I mean, that was the only time I was up there. I know you've been up here a couple more times to watch them practice. So what's the growth been like from that early August day that we came up to something more recently.
Yeah, it's so tough. Pete does a great job communicating with his girls. I mean, I've been moseying down through the athletic hall, and he's always on the phone with the girls, just checking in. Some girls obviously dealing with some injuries. He wants to make sure they're doing okay, and just fitness. I mean, you're talking about these girls coming in 2-3 weeks before school starts, and that's pretty much when the season starts almost. Because we start school pretty late here in late August, so they're coming in here. They need to be conditioned well. He can't spend a week of time worrying if they're in shape or if they can pass the fitness test. You need to realize that you're playing collegiate soccer. You're making a commitment to this program. You need to come in ready to play. And he understands that, and he's going to be tough on them if they're not ready. But most of the girls, he knows who he can rely on and come in, and he knows who he's recruiting, and he knows girls that will accept his message. We had a couple girls leave this off season. It was mixed feelings by both, but he's done his job to keep this team around. I mean, out of the girls that when he came in were experienced, now he's playing. Most of the girls are still here, so clearly they bought into the message. And I mean, yeah, you were up there with him practice too, Gary. I mean, he's a player's coach. I mean, it's simple as that. He knows how to talk to him. He knows what he wants to build. Liz Galbraith out in the wing here, not picking her head up, but you can't see Sarah Frosco, but she's going to try to take it herself. Liz Galbraith in. Liz Galbraith shot, save. What a save there by Mascara, and she takes a trip down, and the ref just doesn't want to make that call if it was possibly a penalty there, and a little weak foot in there by Rebecca Lexable. I mean, the pace there by Liz Galbraith, she just has to have that instinct to float one either over or put one into the corner as the goalie's closing out. You see her coming out, you make a decision.
Yeah, definitely, because you have to force the issue sometime, and they just basically let play allowed Maria Mascara just to sit back and make what ultimately was an easy save. As we come to the 21:35 mark left in the game, as UPJ is now going to try and turn and burn, try and get that fourth goal, which would definitely be the backbreaker.
And there's the offside flag up there as Leduc definitely looking for that hat trick. I mean, what an accomplishment that would be out here. Very hard to do. I mean, we had junior transfer Matt Yingling have 3 assists in a game for the men's team. It's only been done 13 times so far this season. I mean, what an accomplishment. And look back in the record books, most in recent program history dating back to 2013. So what an accomplishment there by that kid, and not an easy accomplishment. Only kid in our conferences here in the PSAC to make that accomplishment happen. So good on him. But we're just trying to pick things out. Back to Pete Curtis, and when we're up here at practice, I mean, you could just see he runs a well-organized practice. He knows going into each week what he wants to stress on and everything like that. I have a great chance to talk to him. He's not a coach that's all. He's locked into soccer like anybody else. I've never seen a guy. He said he watches almost every game he possibly can because he never knows what he's going to learn. And to have that ability at his age and being in the sport for 20-plus years and coaching at every single Division 1, 2, and 3, I mean, it's quite a commitment. He loves the game, and he's done it at every level here. And here comes a ball in, and that's going to be out for. It's rolling down the line. Looks like it's a big goal kick.
And you mentioned Coach Curtis. Definitely a guy that you can just talk about and not be intimidated by. You can definitely get that feel. He's a player coach. I know when we were at practice, he kind of looked at us and was going to ask us to do the conditioning drill. And me and you had selective hearing. But Doug, what do you think? Do you think you could have done the conditioning drill on that August? Now, when we were there, it was 97 degrees. So what do you think? How far do you think you could have made in the conditioning drill?
Oh, buddy, I think I could have made it maybe the first step or two, and then you guys would have been taking me to the hospital. That would have been bad.
That conditioning drill is tough. I mean, it's full pace, running around the field. He pushes these girls, and you don't pass it, you keep doing it, and it doesn't end. And but it was good. We were up there when the girls were cheering on the other girls when they were doing the conditioning test. So great camaraderie there, and not just it's. These girls trust Pete Curtis. It's good. It takes time to build a program. At the Division III level, you're talking about girls that are coming to school mostly for academics, but also we're not dealing with athletic scholarships at the D3 level. So you deal with the girls that come in. Obviously it's a private institution as well, but at this level now you're dealing with scholarships. Now you're dealing with making commitments to players that you want, and he's gonna make the commitment when he feels it's necessary to the right girls. And he made a commitment to bring Sarah with her. Clearly, one of the girls that wanted to come with him, and liked what Pete Curtis brought to the table. And that's certain things that people build with them. And we have a new swimming program under April Gitzel, and she's bringing in, she's a former Cal swimmer as well, so she understands the tradition left by Ed Denny, who retired. Good on him. I wish I could do the same. But, you know,
And then he looks like he's been 29 years old for years, so congratulations to him to retire.
what
He's
a-
definitely going to be missed around the
What a
hallways.
great guy. I mean, what a great guy he was. I mean, so approachable, so great. You know, another W grad as myself, so it's always easy to talk to him. I always wonder what that man was like down in Sunnyside back in the day.
I'm sure there's some stories.
There probably
I can
are.
only imagine.
He's actually living back in Morgantown, you know, a place that he loves, and working at their new swimming facility they're putting in place. But, you know, April also, a couple girls, you know, also coming with her from West Virginia Wesleyan, and some experienced swimmers, you know. And I mean, you get
tennis too. Tennis with a new head coach.
Anita Anufer, and she's also the assistant swimming coach too. Now she just got hired on last week to be the assistant of the swimming program as well. She's a 3-sport athlete, so she's dipped her foot in almost every realm you can think of, Anita. So I mean, a great coach around a ton. I always see her around, always talk to her, easy to talk to. She's down there with baseball, softball, and volleyball. Seems to be getting along well with everybody down there. The way we're boxed off in our office is we got softball, baseball, volleyball, and tennis all down there. We have our old international wing, as we call it. We call it with our men's soccer program. Pete from England, Emmeline from Bosnia, and Coach Dan Caulfield from Ireland. So I mean, quite a group of people down there. And then you have your other offices for football and your basketball offices. Pete Coughlin over in Gallagher, and April down right by the pool where you'd like to be.
And I tell you what, I know on us, we rarely are able to get by the sports information office because you and Matt and your staff are such good people. But another big change, Miss Tard retiring after so many years running that office, and you know, one of the nicest people you can meet on campus.
Honestly, such a great figure. I mean, when I came in, always gave me a little bit of a hard time, but I mean, just great. I mean, we definitely have lost some good people over the year. We've also gained some amazing staffers. Jane's done a great job. Jane Offerman has joined our staff. She worked along Jenny Morrison, our business administrator, who she was there for 2 years as a GA, and now she's here with us full time, and it's just great. You know, it's always, losing someone, Miss Tard, but also bringing in someone young. You know, Miss Tard obviously been through all the ups and downs of Cal athletics, seen the good, seen the bad, and you know, it's always good to have someone that experienced. And then Jane, you know, just a grinder in general. She's going to bring a lot to the table, and you know, it's great to have that. It's, you know, bringing on Jane, and obviously, you know, not to toot my own horn, bringing in myself is always great. To bring in the young staff is always great too. And you know, I'm liking the commitment Cal's made towards, you know, improving our athletic department. I think we've slowly been getting there, and on the field, I hope we can pump it up more once we get some programs here under these new coaches get going.
Couldn't have said it any better myself, and I think we should have some of these new coaches break Dougie and maybe do a series of do some training videos, get you taking some serves from tennis, maybe doing some laps in swimming.
That would be
I would love to
fantastic.
see that. Maybe have you take some PKs from the soccer teams here, but as we're at the 15.5-minute mark left to go, California's still trailing 3-1
Yeah,
UPJ.
both teams just really struggling to really get an offensive chance here. I mean, it's been staying mostly in the Cal half here, but not in that third half or that fourth half of the field where you want to get that chance to score. You know, it's been floating around here. I mean, ever since that offside by Leduc, UPJ hasn't really been able to do much, and you know, we're trying to see if Cal can get something going. As we have a little shout from the UPJ, we had a good crowd here from UPJ cheering on the team, and you know, wanted to see them pick up their third win of the season here today.
And it's definitely an easy trip from UPJ. Just one of my favorite trips for basketball. It's usually on a Wednesday night since it's so close, but their staff has always been very nice to our needs on TV and radio. And there's a free kick on the far side.
Love their gym. Just they're gorgeously redone. You know, it has kind of like an old feel to it, connect to their rec, but they just redid the court there like 2 years ago. Gorgeous.
Yeah, they used to have one of the last rubber floors in the region, but they have the beautiful wood floor with the pitch script logo in the middle with Johnstown underneath. And like I said, it's just a fun place. And it's hard to believe that we're even talking basketball, but it's also hard to believe we're in October and basketball is right around the corner. One of the busiest times of the season if you're working in sports, but one of the greatest times if you're a sports fan is, you know, football's in the middle of the season right now. Cole Bowl this weekend in the heart of PSAC play. You're going to have both basketball teams kicking up full-time practice here in the next couple weeks, and you know, CTV and WCAL and Sports Info will be doing our best to tell the story and bring you all the action as we go through this year's California Now.
Yeah, Lexel taking a bit of an elbow there on battling for a ball. Ref coming over to talk to her, make sure she's okay, make sure there's no blood going down there. But she was battling down there on that throw-in.
Well, I think we're at the part of the game right now. You're going to see about 7 blue jerseys back on the back line trying to cut down any chance for California. There's a turnover. Centering ball off the head, and it's just going to be headed away. Good opportunity by Juliana Cruz off the foot of Abby McComb. But I tell you what, guys, that was a heck of an opportunity with 13 minutes left to go.
Yeah, definitely was quite the opportunity. Would have been great to get that quick goal, have that 3-2 lead, have that 3-1 lead cut to 3-2 late in this game, maybe try and make it more respectable or potentially spark a comeback.
Yeah, that was the opportunity I was talking about myself. I mean, this is right about the time I was saying we needed to get that second goal. And, I mean, Juliana Cruz got to find a way to get her head on that and get it in the back of the net. I mean, it was a really good cross and a wide open net, just sailed it right over the crossbar there. I mean, yeah, you can't, maybe a little high, maybe she just couldn't get on it enough. But, I mean, it's tough with timing, but, you know, you gotta find a way to put that ball in the back of the net. You can't get a better chance than that. And as Bethany Decker gets ready to come on here, so Pete Carter's clearly taking off Elizabeth Engel, who's a defender, so clearly trying to load up the front a little more. We'll see who he moves back, maybe to be defense. Haley O'Brien's kind of been in that role, but she's kind of playing a little bit. It looks like he's sticking with the 3 in the back line, so clearly making a. I mean, at this point, you know, you're either going to pick up the points or you're not. So, I mean, whatever the score ends up being, if it ends up being 4-1 or 4-1, I don't think it really matters. You got to try to find that goal and, you know, maybe trim it down, try to get your chance, at least a chance to get a draw here. But, you know, he's clearly making an impression to putting Bethany Decker in the push forward on offense.
And you may or may not see people running around in the background. That's the men's team who will be playing against the Rock of Slippery Rock after this game around 7:30. But stay tuned to the rest of this game as California tries to erase a 2-goal deficit. But CUTV Sports 1 will have all the action of the CalU men's team versus Slippery Rock coming up about 7:30. Now California pass in the middle and almost on the foot of Abby McComb. But once again, just playing good fundamental goalkeeping is Marie Mascara.
Yeah, Abby, Haley O'Brien trying to pick out Abby McComb there, just let her a little bit too much. Tough way to, tough avenue to put that down. But, you know, as the crowd cheers on here, trying to get UVA to produce something, they've kind of slowed down since they got that third goal. You know, it's kind of been like that most of the game with them. But here they come, trying to maybe get that fourth goal, put this one to rest fully. As LaDuke out there on the edge with it, but great job by Annabelle closing her down. I think they've really stressed. It's a shame that she got those two goals right there early in that match. I'm sure Pete Curtis did definitely stress the fact that they needed to close her down, and just, you know, goal scorers are going to score at the end of the day, and she definitely found a way to put two in the net.
I tell you what, this late time of the game though, Doug, you know, you got to really feel for the players out there as the humidity is. It was 92 degrees and we were setting up. And as Alex mentioned, it had to be hotter on the pitch because the turf. As there's a pass for California to the right, great move, trying to move to the right, centering pass, and it's going to be kicked away by Mascara, collected by the Vulcans at the top of the box, kicked into the penalty area and collected by Mascara. Good opportunity by the Vulcans, but the pass just a little too wide.
Yeah, never support going down there, but I mean, Bethany Decker got grabbed there. She was leaning down trying to get possession of that ball. And the ref didn't make a call because she kept playing, which I applaud, but, you know, it would have been nice to get a free kick opportunity there. I mean, she clearly, the girl kind of wrapped around her waist there, trying to prevent her from getting any forward on there. So it's a little shame that we didn't get the call there, but definitely a good ball there by Kylie Austin into Juliana Cruz. Just Mascara closing out again. She's done a heck of a job today. She's got great feel out there. You know, it's one of the traits I say of the goalkeeping. You have to have feel for the game and where you need to be and when you need to be, and she's definitely done that today.
I tell you what, Dougie, that would have been a free kick in a dangerous area, but we were talking a little bit about the heat before. What do you think it's got to be like on that pitch right now? Even though the temperature's gone down a little bit, but there's still a blanket humidity over Phillipsburg Soccer Complex.
I can't even imagine what it's like out on that pitch right now, because even up here in the press box right now, it's quite rough. So kudos to the UPGA and California women's soccer team for playing through these very sticky and muggy conditions here this afternoon.
Yeah, you talk about the heat. I mean, we got the American flag right across the field from us, not even blowing. So, I mean, these girls are just running through straight stale heat right now. And, you know, yeah, I give a lot of credit to the CalU offense. They're trying to find that second goal. You know, something to put on tape, something to build off of, maybe something saying, hey, Samantha Gribovich trying to stop the ball there and took a little bit of a tumble, but she's okay.
She had a great first touch, though.
Great first touch. You know, she's a very great coach. You know, always brings a positive attitude along with Pete. You know, you always want to have your assistant replicate the message that you want to send, and she's definitely done that. And she came in. She's in her second season with Pete Curtis here, and you know, we see her up here all the time. We saw her up here when they practice. You know, she's made a great commitment to this program, and I was helping her with a couple designs. She's trying to get a nice, marker board up in the locker room with the CalU logo on it. So the new CalU logo, which, here we go. Here's a ball. I just don't know what Ashley Gluck's thinking there. She heads it forward, but then she's looking around. I don't know. She needs to take that one herself. We had 3 girls stacked along the side there. McComb, Lexel, and Gluck all on the left side overpowered, and just maybe Ashley's looking for someone on the right, but she was heavy with her head there. That's a tough. I mean, what 2 chances they've had here, honestly, after that Abby McComb's goal.
And I tell you what, Alex, it almost looked like something referenced earlier. The players were playing to a whistle, not through the whistle. I think 2 of the 3 players for California thought they were offside, but instead of just going through, just kind of a give-up header. But now here come the Vulcans, now almost through to the top of the box now, fought for. Off the head, going to be pushed forward by the Vulcans. Looking, top of the box, knocked away, cleared away. 7.5 minutes left to go. But California looking for that one last push, because you need 2, but you can't get to 2 without getting to 1, as Yogi Berra used to say.
We're about 7 minutes left here in this match here, and as Anna Billy brings it up, I mean, we're just trying to, at this point, you're just trying to salvage the goal. I think we can safely say that UPJ secured the 3 points here in conference play. But I mean, it's not due to a lack of chances by the Vulcans. I mean, this game could easily have been tied right now, and it's just a shame that we couldn't get anything on there.
Yeah, Doug, if you're grading this game, if you take the 3 goals for UPJ and just show all the action around that, you got to be happy for California.
Yeah, you have to. It's definitely a passing grade. Definitely probably a B+, B- range, because they got caught early with Leduc getting those 2 goals. But since then, they really picked up the pace, tightened up defensively. Yeah, they got beat for that 3rd goal, but they've really been playing, keeping the tempo up, and really just trying to show a lot of fight late in this game.
Galbraith now trying to race down the right side. Foot race, gets to it. California has a chance. That's Gluck. Gluck centers something off the foot and cleared by UPJ.
What a challenge there on Liz Galbraith, by the way. Landed on the back of the UPJ player, kind of, and got back up. She's still playing with it. She brings it into the box here, and she's trying to just get around the corner. She's looking for somebody, and it's out. It's going to be a corner kick for the Vulcans. I mean, you love that there's 6 minutes left. They're still pushing the ball offensively.
And Alexis Johnson for UPJ saved a goal. There were 3 California bodies that were in the direct line of that path.
Kylie Austin heading over for the corner again. Another trusted corner kick specialist, Abby McComb. It almost looks like Abby McComb's jumping up and down, kind of be a shield in front of that goalkeeper, kind of block her view, and look at her. Yep, that's exactly the plan they're doing here as the ball's going to come in.
Short
to
corner.
Billy. And Billy's going to play it back out to Austin. He's going to send one across. And it's just Bethany Decker couldn't settle it down, but Galbraith's sticking with it, and she takes a shot and easily corralled by Mascara there. But that was an interesting little plan there. I mean, I like the call there. You put the ball into Billy, you want to play it back out, so you make the defense commit towards the corner where it's taken over to the right side of the field, and then send it right back across and force them to backtrack. So I mean, they definitely tried to open up a wing, just couldn't get it settled there, and there's going to be a foul on Cal.
That was almost like the old play in basketball, where at the end of the game you call a timeout to see what the offense is going, so you send it in, and almost when you passed it right back to the corner, get that second corner kick right there from about the same area, could have the defense commit.
Yeah,
California eventually did get a shot on goal, but not enough paces. We're under 5 minutes to go.
It's definitely an idea and a half by Pete Curtis to put your tallest player in front of the goalkeeper. I mean, this game doesn't warrant missing a second or 2 of the ability to track the ball. If you're blinded by your defender, an offensive player, even by a second, you're just not going to be able to recover if the ball is hit with any sort of pace. So I commend the idea. I mean, it's definitely an interesting one. You also would like to see her try to get a head on the ball. Honestly, she's the tallest girl out there. She can out-jump anybody.
California trying to make one last push.
There we go.
McCombs. Now we have a 2 breakaway here for Gluck. Gluck trying to get away. The shot towards the goal, and it will just be wide.
And what a challenge. I mean, they put a collision. We might get a stop clock here just due to that challenge being so rough. And it looks like they're signaling for the trainer, but the ref hasn't made a call. I mean, what chance is there by the Vulcans? Oh, she's limping pretty hard.
I think she got stepped on.
She might have. I mean, Gluck's got to just float it over, almost just like that, and they might have found the back of the net. It was sitting there. You wish someone was coming from the back post a little closer, and they would have just been a wide open shot.
Corner kick now for the Vulcans with 3:55 left to go in the game. We just saw a corner for California, and there's going to be a whistle as that will stop as they're looking at the clock right now. The officials looking up to stop the clock, even though they said it should have been stopped, so some miscommunication from the officiating staff. Corner kick, it'll be knocked out, and a good attempt by California, and that'll be another corner kick.
Yeah, just stopping the clock there, honestly, because there was just a dead time in the game there. I mean, signaling for the trainer didn't come out on the field, so clearly the official has to give the go-ahead on that as the cross comes in, and we're just bouncing around here. Might get something here. And Galbraith. And what a clearance, but yeah, we're just stopping the clock there to benefit the goalkeeper who was clearly limping there. And you know, the officials, I mean, when you have that kind of down player, you're supposed to stop the clock. I mean, and you do that, and to benefit the player, to benefit the game, you know, you want to give Cal their time. And officials saying to start the clock just never kind of gave a signal up to the box to start it.
And Mascara definitely looked like she was in duress after that play. I mean, it looks like she got stepped on over some collision as there's a turnover. California now trying to make something happen. Under 3 to go. Far side, that's going to be Galbraith trying to track it down, and it goes off of her foot and out of play, so that will be a goal kick. So Doug, with 2:45 left to go in the matchup, what's the road ahead for the Vulcans on the schedule?
The road ahead for the Vulcans is they will play October 5th against Seton Hill. That game is at home, and it will start at 2 p.m. And then October 9th, they'll travel to Mercyhurst. That matchup will start at 3:30. October 12th, it will be a 12 o'clock matchup here at home against IUP.
Yeah, and what's October 12th, Doug? What's the big thing about October 12th? There's going to be a parade and some balloons and a petting zoo and a 5K. And a lot of bands. There we go. Dougie's with us.
There we go.
Yeah, big day for Vulcan Athletics. I think we have a home volleyball match that day at 12. We have clearly soccer up here, and then we have the Clarendon football game at 4 p.m. It's going to be a packed day. And in that game, the IUP game, will signal the second half of this round robin that we're doing this year as we split the conferences up. We split the conference into two again. Back to how it was a little bit ago. There's now a West End and East. And we got a whistle there, and we're probably going to see a card here, honestly. Stop clock. That was a tough challenge. I don't know who's getting it here, or we're stopping for injury maybe. It was
definitely injury.
Yeah.
Because there was a huge collision right in front of...
Now we signal for the trainer to come out on the pitch. I don't know if UPJ traveled one, so Cal's trainers are always willing to help. Yeah, there's Mercedes heading out there. Head trainer for Cal. She helps out with the team.
Emily Esser, it looks like, is the player in distress, and there is a
yellow card.
So with a minute 59.
That yellow card was given to Christiana Chagan. It seemed like a pretty close collision. I thought it could have gone to either girl right there, to be honest with you, but they give the yellow to Christiana Chagan there for that challenge. She's a very physical player when you watch Christiana play. She, is tough defensively, will not let anybody outpower her. That's for sure. Dual sport athlete, also plays for the softball team here. An all-state player for in high school. So
I remember seeing her a few years ago at the WPIL finals up at Lilyfield.
Yep.
So at least 2 years ago for Chagan and her Mount Pleasant softball team. It looks like we're going to get a substitution.
That might have been Maddie Ivory. I couldn't really see the number from this far away. It kind of looked like a 6 to me. Good to see her get off. She's walking off with her head coach there. They make the sub there. Pete Curtis, what a job there. I mean, going over to check on the player, making sure she's okay. She'll walk behind here. That probably will be the end of her day as we're 2 minutes left in this match.
Yeah, definitely don't think it was a dirty play. Just a hard play. Both players going from the ball. Just in the official's eye, looked like Chagan might have had a little bit too much of the players. That ball is going to be kicked.
Yeah, she kind of got up there a little, maybe too early for her liking. It didn't look like maybe Christiana took the burn end of that challenge. So, but yeah, I mean, like Doug said, we're moving forward here. We're going to look forward to Seton Hill. What a matchup that was here last time at Phillipsburg Soccer Facility. As Bethany Decker, look at the pace she, like I said, the pace she brings, just needs that finishing ability. But bringing in Seton Hill on Saturday, October 5th at 2 p.m., the lone home game that day here on campus, so definitely should be a roaring crowd here as all our other athletic teams are away. What a matchup that was. I think it was 3-2 when Seton Hill came in here last year, ranked I think around like the 19th maybe, and it was a heck of a game. I mean, so back and forth. It was one of the more positive efforts offensively for Pete Curtis and the Vulcans that year.
And I tell you what, Seton Hill, ever since they joined the PSAC, that's been a nice little local rivalry. In pretty much every sport, we've seen some barn burners in women's basketball, always some barn burners in men's basketball. California has never lost to Seton Hill in football, but there have been a couple games that have come down to the wire. So definitely good to see that local rivalry develop, because for a long, long time, California, where we are, Calu's kind of in a hole about 2 hours away. So Seton Hill being within a 45-minute drive, that's nice. Local rivalries were under a minute, as you heard the dulcet tones of Matt Keifer in the background. So it looks like California is destined to come up on the short end of a stick. But I tell you what, if you're a soccer fan, you got to like the efforts you've seen, and you really got to like the direction Coach Curtis and his team are going moving forward. Second year in his tenure.
Ref just letting that one go. Looked like a little bit of an arm into the back of LeDuc there. Didn't get the benefit of the call. Kind of letting the clock just kind of roam out here. I mean, you definitely still want to see calls made if they're bad challenges. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot to build on. I mean, you see on the tape here, there were four or five really good chances for the Vulcans to put a ball in the back of the net, and they just couldn't find it there. As that ball ricochets off, and McComb tries to run it down as the clock runs out here.
And that's going to be a final here from Phillipsburg Soccer Complex. Final score, UPJ 3, California 1. California will return to action, as Doug said a few minutes ago, on the 5th against Seton Hill, 2 p.m. right here. So any final thoughts, Doug, quickly before we sign off?
The Vulcans played great. They got caught early, which were really challenged, and I really, really applaud the fight they had so far in tonight's matchup.
So for our director, Colin Kirkwood, Carl Childs on camera, easy for me to say, and Kayla Kexel on camera, Doug Gladkey, and Alex King. This is Gary Smith. You've been watching Vulcan Soccer on CTV Sports 1. Stay tuned for the second half of our doubleheader in about a half an hour between the Calu Vulcans and the Rock of Slippery Rock. Good night, everybody.